We're live. Hello and welcome to Brag About Your Blog Day. I'm Denise Wakeman. I am your host today, and this is an event, I could say, that I've done a lot in the past, and now I do it occasionally. And I want to welcome you and let you know what Brag About Your Blog Day is all about. First of all, this is an opportunity for you to share your blog and brag about it. Pretty simple, straightforward. In the comments below this video, what you're invited to do is share a link to a recent blog post or one that you're especially proud of. Doesn't have to be your latest blog post, but whatever blog post that you want to share with the world. So post a link to your blog, then, not to your blog, to your blog post. And that's important to remember. Make sure you're posting to a specific blog post, not to your homepage, to a specific blog post. Also, please tell us in that comment what your blog is about, the topic, the focus of your blogging. That gives us an idea of who you are and what you're doing. After you post a link to your blog, the next thing to do is go check out other people's blogs who have posted. Now, we're just getting started here, so clearly there are no links right now for you to go check out. So you have an opportunity to be the first one on Brag About Your Blog Day. So I'll just repeat. First of all, when you come on to the video stream, the live stream, say hi. Type in the comments just to let me know who's here so I can give you a shout out. And then the second thing to do is use the comments again to post a link to one of your recent blog posts, one that you're especially proud of. So it doesn't have to be recent, but however you want to do it, pick whatever one blog post you want to share. Post a link in the comments. Hopefully the comments are working. And then tell us about your blog. What is the topic or the focus of your blog in general, so we know, what you do for your business and what you blog about in general. So that is my invitation to you. Now, I'm also going to be talking about blog post promotion. I could talk and talk all day long, but it's more fun if you ask me questions. So if you have questions about where to promote your blog, what you need to do to promote your blog, why you need to promote your blog, feel free to type your questions in the comments. I'm just going to make sure that I can see what's going on here on my phone too, to make sure that the comment area is working. If you are watching this, I see some eyeballs up there, so if you could just say hi so I know who's here and so I know that the comments are working, that would be very helpful for me. And I'm going to go look to make sure that's working. Hi, Bill. I see you. Hi, Chris. And I'll go over the sorry, I can't look for something and talk at the same time, apparently. Okay, well, I can't find it. Anyway, okay, if you're here for since you're here for Brag About Your Blog Day, I'm going to have to say that a lot, so hopefully I won't stumble over it every single time. Brag About Your Blog Day. If you've got a blog post you would like to share, please post a link to the specific blog post in the comments. Hi, Chris. Hi, Bill. And then tell us about your blog. What is the general topic or focus that you blog about? Now, one of the things that I always do when I do Brag About Your Blog Day is I check out every link to a blog post that is posted. I may not do it immediately. I do it as I have time. Hey, Sasha. And I check out every single blog post that gets posted. So this is an opportunity for you to get more visibility for your blog. It's an opportunity for you to connect with some new people. And so I definitely urge you to participate if you blog. Post a link to a specific blog post, not to your homepage, but to a specific blog post in the comments, just like Sasha did. Follow Sasha's lead there. And she said that the post she's sharing is part of a reframing mindset series. Perfect. Perfect. So that's what you want to do. Post a link to a blog post that you want me to check out, and then tell us what your blog is about in general or specifically. And once we start getting some links posted here, then I want you to go and check out everybody else's blogs, because I will definitely do it, but part of the reciprocity here that I'm trying to encourage is for you to be helping each other get more visibility for your blog posts. You might discover something amazing. I always do. I always learn so much on Brag About Your Blog Day. I learn things about stuff I never even knew existed, and I discover what a brilliant group of people are out there blogging. And so make sure to post a link to a specific blog post that you want to share, and then eventually I will be checking it out, and hopefully others will be. Now, in the meantime, while you're sharing your blog posts, I also would like to answer any questions you might have about promoting your blog posts. The one thing to keep in mind is nobody is going to see your blog posts unless you share them and unless you promote them. This is just a fact of life in today's very, very crowded web space. You have lots of competition, but that doesn't mean that you can't build an audience. Just because there's a lot of other people blogging about similar topics, only you have your perspective. You've probably heard that before. So what you want to do is make sure that you're getting the word out. Now, I am super aggressive about how I promote my blog posts. You've probably seen that if you follow me much. And because many of my clients and students in my Visibility Mastery Lab mastermind program, they're always asking me, well, what do you do, Denise? How do you do it? Tell us exactly how you promote your blog posts. And so I created a blog promotion checklist, and that I will put the link to that in the comments. There are 27 steps on it. I am not suggesting that you do all 27, but if you do, you'll really get a lot of visibility and probably a lot more traffic. So let me grab the link so you can get that. The blog post has links to all the various tools I use and to some of the sites I use. So it's broken down into several different parts. First, there's a section on how to prepare for promoting your blog post, because that takes a lot of preparation now. And I know some of you know that, like Sasha knows that because she does a lot of blog post promotion. Hey Gladys, thank you for submitting your blog post. Hi Phyllis, thank you for submitting a link. And Patricia, excellent. Oh good, I'm going to have some stuff to check out when this is over. I'm excited. Okay, so back to the blog promotion checklist that you can get over on my blog. You can download it. It's free, no charge, all that stuff. So the first part is on preparing for your promotion. And to prepare, it almost takes as long as to write the blog post. This doesn't even include writing the blog post. And I started blogging in 2004, and all you did was write and publish, and that was it. There was no social media. you could set up a blog subscriber list so that people would, you would set it up with your RSS feed, and then people would automatically get an email when you publish new content. That was it. Now, because there are so many people blogging, you need to do a lot more to stand out. So, for example, you need to create multiple status updates in order to use to promote your blog post. And I find it's much easier to promote if you do that all at once. Like right when you're writing the blog post, part of my process is, I write the blog post and then I go through the blog post and find little snippets that I can use as status updates. And now that status updates, are longer on, tweets are longer on Twitter, you can pretty much create, like a 250 character status update and use it on all the social platforms that you use. So Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google+, all those sites, you can use the same status updates if you want. So I prepare like 6 to 12 different updates, status updates that I can mix and match when I'm promoting. Then you need to create shareable images. So you've probably figured out by now that you need to have images in your blog post. Minimum of one, but better if you have more. The more you have, the more you have the opportunity to share different images with those different status updates. So that's what you want to do. So I would say that you want to create a minimum of 3 images to be able to promote your blog post with. Square, you can use Square on Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Then you want to create one that's a landscape, so a horizontal image. And again, you can, that won't work on as well. It doesn't look as good on Instagram, but it works on all the other platforms. And then you want to create a vertical image. That's best for Pinterest, but can also be used on Google+. You can also use it on Twitter, but on mobile, things kind of get chopped up. So it's better to use, keep the vertical to Pinterest and Google+, use the square one for the other platforms, and the horizontal, it works best on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Okay, so that's the rule of thumb. That's how I do it. I actually create more images than that because I also create one for a Instagram story to promote on Instagram, and that's a completely different size. That is, I think the size is written down on the checklist. The size for an Instagram story is 1080 by 1920 pixels. So it's a big image, but it's a longer, skinnier image. Okay, so what else can you do to prepare? One of the things I recommend is creating a video for your blog posts. Now, I use a really cool tool. I use the free version. I use free whenever possible. And it's called Lumen 5. And I create a blog post trailer video. So it's kind of like a movie trailer. You can create a 1 minute or less video about your blog post and use that to promote your blog post. And then you want to start crafting mix and matching the status updates with the images, and that's going to be your preparation before you get around to to prepare you for the promotion. The next thing is, I'll just tell you, I use Canva to create all my images, canva.com. There's a link to that on the blog post. And but there are lots of other tools out there you can use. So if you have a favorite image creation tool that you use, feel free to share it, or and let me know what it is, or just go ahead and use it. And I'll just stop here for a second, just say, remind you, if you haven't done so yet, please share a link to your blog post. This is Brag About Your Blog Day, and also taking questions about blog promotions. So if you have questions, please let me know. Please type them in the comments, and I will answer them. Otherwise, I'll just keep going through my checklist here and giving you some some tips for getting it out. So I guess before I do that, I'll ask you, and please type your answers in the comments. How many times in general do you promote a single blog post? How many times? So if you could let me know that, it would be helpful, just so I can see where you are in this whole process. Because as I said, I am a very aggressive blog post promoter, but I want to see, what you do. So how many times do you typically promote your blog post, like a single blog post? You publish it and then you promote it. How many times? Trying to find the comments here so I can see. Okay. Patricia, the video, the tool that I use to create a blog trailer video is Lumen 5. And I believe that's also on, well, I'll just say here, Lumen, oops. I think there's a link to it on the blog post. Lumen5.com. Yeah, okay, so there you go. And okay, nobody wants to confess to how much or how little they promote their blog posts. Okay, thank you, Sasha. 7 to 10 times on Twitter, 3 to 5 on LinkedIn in various ways, 3 to 5 on Facebook in various ways and times. Perfect, yay. That would probably be about that's about my level of promotion, but I also include Pinterest and Google Plus in my promotions. Okay, so once you have published your blog post and you've got all that prep work done, then it's time to get going with the promotion. So at the moment that you promote, you want to get it out immediately. You can send it, tweet it out, post it on your Facebook page, on LinkedIn, Pinterest, whatever platforms you're active on, where your audience is, because I don't want you spending time on platforms that won't get you any return. So if you are not active, if your audience is not on Pinterest, don't worry about it. Don't do it. Because it just takes up time that's not going to see you any return. Okay, so you want to immediately do your initial shares. You immediately want to do your initial shares. Now, one thing that some people don't realize, is that you can use your own share buttons. Like, when you publish a blog post and you go look at the blog post the way a blog reader will see it, you have your share buttons. Now, I'm taking this for granted that you have those. Now, sometimes I do land on blogs that I'm doing assessments for, and there's no way to share it. That's the first thing I look for. Can I share your blog post? You can use those buttons to share your own blog post. So make sure you do that right away. And then use a scheduling tool to queue up the remaining shares for your blog post. So like Sasha talked about, promoting 7 to 10 times on Twitter, 3 to 5 on LinkedIn, 3 to 5 on Facebook. So what she's doing, because I happen to know, is she uses a scheduling tool. I use CoSchedule to drip the shares out of my blog post. If you use something else, please post that in the comments so we can all get an idea. I mean, there's Buffer, Hootsuite, Social Sprout, Social Oomph, Missing letter. Oh, there's tons of them. Okay. Sasha used Social Pilot, which I just looked at the other day. Looks good. That looks like a good tool also. All right, so Gladys, you send to Twitter through Missing Letter, Instagram, Google+, Pinterest, multiple boards, and you create an audio version to share. Woohoo! Yes, create an audio version. Gladys, what do you use to share your audio version or to create your audio version? I use SoundCloud to occasionally create audio versions of my blog posts. I don't really talk about that in my checklist, but that's definitely something to add. So you could create a podcast of your blog posts, of you reading your blog posts. Why not, right? I mean, there are millions of people on iTunes and who also subscribe to listen to podcasts on Google Play and SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. I know there's more that shoot. Okay, I'm totally blanking out, but there's other ones. So you record on Audacity, and then where do you share those audios, Patricia? Okay, Podomatic. Okay, excellent. Oh, I love this. I love to hear what you guys are doing. And Bill said he aims to promote about 10 times across various platforms. Now, the next question is, if you are promoting 10, 12, 15, 30 times on various platforms, that might sound like a lot, but what's the time frame that you're dripping them out over? That's the question. So I do an initial 35-day promotion schedule, dripping to the various social platforms. Twitter can take a whole lot more. You can do a whole lot more posting on Twitter, as you can see what some people are doing. So, but if you're going to post multiple times on LinkedIn or Google Plus and Facebook, you don't want to get that all, do that all tight like every day. What you want to do is maybe once a month or once after 2 weeks, share again that blog post, because the news feeds don't flow as fast. Whereas Twitter, it's just like, you miss it. So you need to post a lot in order to catch the most people that are following you on Twitter. Okay. So let's see what else. So, okay, you queue up your post to drip out over time. As I said, I drip out over 35 days. After 35 days, then I do another promotion that is less frequent, but it's over 12 months. So that it's, every couple of months, that blog post is going out again to somewhere, because there's always somebody who wasn't following you the first time or who missed it the first or 10th time you sent it out. So maybe they'll catch it 6 months later. On the day of publication, send an email. If you don't have an RSS to email a blog post notification set up, then manually send an email out to people who've asked to get your blog post. Set up an opt-in for people to request to get your blog post. I used to do it RSS to email, and then I decided I wanted to have more control over what went out, instead of just like a summary that's picked up from the blog. So now I do it manually. But remember that those are the people who have raised their hand and said, I want to know more about you. I want to get more from you. Here's my email address. So don't ignore those people. Make sure they're getting notification of your of your new blog posts. Another thing you can do, you've probably seen this around, maybe some of you are using it, are push notifications. And that's when a notification pops up on the lower, it's usually the lower right corner of your screen, and says Denise has a new blog post. Now people sign up for that. You know, it's not going out to people who don't want it. That's an opt-in thing. So that's another way. A lot of people don't want to get emails, so they opt in for push notifications, and they get that notification immediately, well, when you've set it up to go out. I manually post mine so that, again, I can, you know, massage how I want it to sound and the image I want it on. I use a service called Push Engage, pushengage.com, and that is, they have a free version, which is what I'm using. As I said, I go free as much as I can until it gets to the point where I want more of the features, and I can, you know, it gives me a good opportunity to test, and I can then decide, do I want to pay for this or do I just want to let it go? So that's a good way to start experimenting. So if you do a blog trailer, for example, or an audio, again, that's something that you're going to want to drip out, right? You're not going to want to post all of that on the same day that the blog goes live. You want to drip that content out. And of course, if you're doing a blog trailer video that is less than a minute, then you can use that video file and natively upload it. And that means uploading a direct upload versus uploading on YouTube and using a link to YouTube, but upload it directly to Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, if it's under a minute. So I always work on creating a video that's less than a minute so I can use it everywhere. Oh, Twitter also. So all these platforms now you can put short videos on. Why not, right? Video gets more attention. All right. Okay, if you run any groups, make sure that you're sharing your content to those groups too. And I suggest that after 30 days or so, you can review your analytics to see where the traffic came from. And then do more on those sites. So you want to review the data of your shares and reshares. So retweets on Twitter, go to your insights on Facebook and see how many people shared your content or commented on it. And then that'll give you information about your most popular status updates, and then use those more. Use them again because they get engagement. All right. Any questions about any of that? I can't, I know that sometimes, do you like what you're hearing? Is this helpful? Can you give me some thumbs up or hearts or something to let me know? I'm not just talking to myself. Let's see, Sasha. You started narrating blogs using Libsyn. Excellent. Excellent. And where are you posting them? Have you created a, Sasha, have you created a podcast for them, or are you just hosting them on Libsyn? Because I think you can just host on Libsyn without having a podcast, but maybe you can confirm that for me. Okay, so amplification sites. Amplification sites is something I've been using for a long time. And there's a lot of different amplification sites, and I'll just tell you about the ones I use. One is Blog11. Blog11 is a blog community, a blogger community, and you connect your RSS feed for your blog, and it will get posted on the Blog11 site, and then you can set it up to automatically share to Twitter too. So that's another way to get an extra share out there. And people can follow your blog on Blog11. So it's like a community for bloggers. So I amplify there. So when I say amplification, just to make sure we're all on the same, page here, is that amplification is about posting your blog, not republishing or repurposing, but posting a link to your blog on a site where other people are going to push it out for you or amplify it for you. Okay. So blog 11. That's also, there's a link on the blog post. Blog love. Let's see. Blog 11. Lovin. I can't type. Another amplification site that I use that's also free is Triber. That's Triberr. Triber. That's free, and how that works is that you join tribes of, which is a group of people who blog about similar content to you. You can host a tribe. I have a tribe for visibility, and you again connect your blog by RSS, and when you publish a new blog post, it automatically gets sent to your Triber tribes, any tribe that you're part of. It shows up in the stream for that tribe, and then people in that tribe who see it and think it's useful for their audience can share it from there. I get a lot of traffic from Triber. A lot of traffic. And I got a comment the other day on my blog from somebody who said, "Oh, I'm so glad I saw your post on Triber." I was like, "Oh, finally, somebody actually said something." So, you know, sometimes you don't know who's looking at it, but I do know I get traffic from Triber. And Triber also has a feature where you can promote your blog post, meaning advertise your blog post, and then it'll be available to the entire Triber network, and there are millions of people on Triber. So I use that. I do not promote every post on Triber. It costs $15, but if I have a lead magnet, for example, on the current blog post where I have a lead magnet for people to subscribe to be able to download the checklist, well, I want more people to go over there because that's a way to introduce my work to more people. And if they download it, then they get on my list. You know the drill, right? And, you know, that's what we're looking for here, is to reach new audiences with our content. Okay, so another one is Q Promote, Q-U-U-U, Q Promote. Again, there's a link on the blog post. I should put that in again just because it's probably lost now. And Q Promote is a paid service. I signed up for it when they had a deal on AppSumo, and it is hand curated. So what that means is I submit a blog post. It's not automatic. Everything's manual about it. So I submit a blog post, a link and status update and an image, and then they either approve it or not. And I've had some not approved. They will not accept posts that have affiliate links in them, and they will not accept posts that have video longer than 10 minutes. So I do not submit every blog post, obviously, but I submit most of them, unless I have affiliate links. Because, I mean, if I link to a book or something on Amazon that I'm recommending, I mean, not that I'm going to get rich or anything, but hey, why not? You know, it helps me buy more. So, but it gets a lot of, I get a lot, when I do submit posts to Q, I get a lot of traffic on Twitter mostly, a lot. And why that's important is that there's people on Twitter who have really huge audiences. I mean, my audience is about, I think I have around 35,000 Twitter followers. Now, of course, most of them probably never see what I post, but having access to other people's large audiences gets your content seen more, and it can attract new people to visit your blog if they like what you're doing, then they may, depending on your call to action, they may sign up to get something more from you. So, you know, this is why I am really aggressive about this, because, you know, while there's a discussion or, you know, about the, you know, whether you want quality or quantity on your list, I think you want both, because people come and go from your list all the time. So if you want to continue to build your business, you need to be continually adding people to your list, because it's through your email list that you're actually creating the connections and making the sales. Typically, there are probably some, for some people, they can make sales other ways, but in my experience, for the kind of work that I do, it's usually through email. You know, if you are selling products or you have a restaurant or something like that, you can probably make sales through Instagram and Facebook a lot easier. But for something like consulting, I find that you need to build a relationship and let people get to know you. And then when you send an email, always, I get the best results from email. And I think that's pretty true pretty much across the board for the people I know. So I always want new people on my email list. You know, I'm not adding them myself. They are raising their hand. It's not as easy as it used to be. It's not as easy as it was 14 years ago. But people still do join if you're offering them something they want. Okay? Excuse me. Any tricks to connecting with a specific demographic on Twitter? Well, you need to be following the people that you want to be connected to and interacting with them. That is probably one of the best ways, but also calling them out and using the hashtags they use. So this is for parents, this is for moms, this is for baby boomers. Hey, baby boomers, have you done da-da-da-da-da? So then people doing searches for those kinds of words knows that it relates to them. But I would start by doing searches and maybe creating some Twitter lists of, you know, on keywords, on hashtags, to start seeing who is popping up in those demographics, and then following them and interacting with their content. So it's always a give before you get. Okay, sorry, Phyllis, I didn't see the question before that. So this question may be tangential. My target market is older boomer women, but they don't seem to congregate on any specific social media platform. Have you asked them where they congregate? You know, if your audience, you must be connected to your audience in some way. So my first question is, ask them where they congregate. Do a survey. You know, and send the survey out by email. Use your list first to find out. Always go for the low-hanging fruit. But I would have to think more about that. I don't know. You know, that's how I would start, because I don't know offhand. Maybe there are some sites like Huffington Post or what is the other one? Look for communities, like do a search on Google for communities and put in exactly your keywords. Older boomer women, older women, women age, you know, 45 to 65. I know 45 is under the boomer, but start there and see what you come up with, because there may be communities that are not the big social media platforms where they congregate. But again, you have to do some research around that. All right, so if you've recently joined me, this is Brag About Your Blog Day. And what I'm inviting you to do is to please, please, please post a link to one of your favorite blog posts a blog post that is new, a blog post that you're very proud of. Post a link to your blog post in the comments. Tell us a little bit about your blog. What's the general topic? What's the general focus of your blog? And not only will I check it out, but others hopefully will check it out too. That is part of what this is about, is reciprocity and helping each other get more visibility for your blogs. Now, I've talked about a little bit about amplification and blog post promotion. We've talked about some tools. And if you have any tools like Libsyn has been mentioned, and Social Pilot has been mentioned, Audacity has been mentioned. If you have any tools that you use that I haven't mentioned for amplification or for creating the social media posts that you share, or for scheduling your social posts, be sure to add those to the comments also, so that we can kind of build a big resource from this post here, from this Facebook event. Okay, and just one last thing I'll just quickly go over. You know that I'm big on repurposing, republishing and repurposing. So those are the sites that I recommend are medium.com, LinkedIn Publishing, if that's where your audience is, and SlideShare. You can convert your blog posts into a PDF and share it on SlideShare. You can convert your blog into slide decks and share it on SlideShare as well. So those are other platforms where there's real big audiences, much bigger than your blog ever gets. Excuse me, throat's getting dry. It's time to wrap this up. I said I'd be on for about 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So any final questions that you would like me to answer for you? Or don't forget to post a link to your blog post and then go take a look at what the links that other people have posted. Very important, give to get. And if you think of something, you have a question that comes up later after we've signed off here, please post it in the comments. Tag me at Denise Wakeman so that I make sure to see it, because sometimes when there's a lot of comments, it's easy to miss questions unless I see a tag for my name. But yeah, I'm happy to keep answering questions, and Phyllis, I'll keep my thinking cap on for you as well, but I do recommend that you do some research as well. So Sasha, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm glad you liked this. And I'm going to sign off now, but I will definitely be paying attention to this stream and to your questions. So feel free to add them at any time. If you're watching the replay, I'm watching for your comments and questions too, and I'll be checking out all the blog posts that are linked in the comments. Please link them in the comments on this video stream. I can't go hunting around all over for them. Got to make it easy for everybody. So thank you so much for tuning in with me today. Brag about your blog day. And I will see you around the web, hopefully. Thank you for stopping by, Gladys. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Phyllis. And all the other names have scrolled away, so I can't see them easily. But I appreciate you spending time with me today. Thank you very much. Have an adventurous day.